love me, yeah, they love me. First love yourself. For that, and God we trust me. I don't trust myself. Your jewelry, I get it took. No show.
Welcome back to It Is What It Is. This episode is sponsored by Underdog Fantasy. The app is an easy way to make some cash just by making picks on your favorite players. Underdog is available in more than 30 states, including California, Florida, Texas, and New York, just to name a few. Make sure to support the show by hitting the link in the bio and downloading the Underdog Fantasy app. They'll also match your first deposit up to $100, and you get a special pick when you sign up. I'm Treasure Wilson, aka Stat Baby, along with your hosts, Mase and Cam.
Killer was good, man.
Shit, I'm good. How you doing today, man?
Man, I can't call it. You know, I might spoil it.
You know, and I've never, and not just because you're my friend, but I've never in my life seen ever, and you could be the first trendsetter with this ever.
What?
A married man match his ring with his watches. Oh, yeah, man. You a Harlem nigga for real. Everything always got to go right.
You got on pink with pink.
No, it's me, but that's a fashion statement. Like, the watch don't match the ring every day, no matter what color the watch is. I dig, man. I dig, man. Just like you know that, man. I respect that, man.
Wow, that is lit.
Yeah, niggas be watching.
Yeah, man. I never seen that before. We trendsetters, baby.
Yeah, trendsetters. Yeah. They gonna see D-Wade or one of them do it and try to give him the credit.
Every week, that's what I'm saying. Like, now the next thing is somebody else is going to start matching the watches or the earrings and start switching up. This is why I'm letting it be known nationally right now that I've never seen anybody do that before.
Yeah.
Make it known. Okay. And today we are joined with our analyst, Maurice Clarett.
Mose, what's up, man? How you doing?
Mo is good.
I'm great, baby. What's going on?
Man, same shit, different day, man. How you been? You been all right?
I'm good. Listen to me. I got my favorite shirt on ever.
Which one is this?
This the my favorite
thing.
Hey,
what does it say?
You gotta read it.
We gotta read it. What does it say? Does it say put
you said it.
So
black sticking together now, but what's the bottom part?
Oh, yeah, that's
so black sticking together now.
It's the hardest shit. Pause. That's the bars.
How you not gonna know your lyrics?
No, you know what happened? Because I see Shannon, and I was thinking I wasn't thinking about my bars. So you mix with what May said with the bars. I said, genius, man, genius. Come on, yeah, blow.
But
Let's stick together.
You ain't see the other little, you know what I'm saying, back there.
What's that?
You see Freddie back there. You see the glasses. You see the black forces. That's how we started off, but we ended on a positive note.
All right, yeah.
They don't want to see Freddie match with the black hair.
Yeah, and some sunglasses on too.
Yeah.
I just, we started on Martin and we ended on, we started with Malcolm, we ended on Martin. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
man. Yeah, man. Yeah. I saw Scotty in them black forces, man. I said, it's just serious now.
Listen, man, it's Black History, my fellas.
It is.
It's February.
Okay, well, speaking of Scotty, crazy that you brought him up because him and some former Bulls in Australia's National Basketball League announced a tour called No Bull, which will feature the former NBA players discussing Michael Jordan and the 1990 Chicago Bulls. How do you guys think the tour will go? Maurice first.
Well, I don't know, man. When I thought about Scotty and his topic, I thought about two things. One, he's only been in the news for like negativity, right? And it was two things. The first thing is that you hear about his ex-wife and all of her relational issues with, his old teammate's son. And as much as I laugh at Scotty, I kind of feel bad that he has to go through that. I'm like, that'd be a crazy situation if I had to go through it. And then the second part of that is that I like to see people who you either looked up to, had a nice time, either, watching them play or do whatever. you would like to see these people going on to do other things in life, right? I think part of people liking the show is like seeing those two, enjoy life, do something different, have more success. And I think with guys who are legends of some sort, you want to see these guys, whether they be in business or whether they have success in other ways. But inadvertently, I think that you're going to have a bunch of people in the crowd and they're going to be probing for him to say like different things crazy about Michael Jordan. And I think that's what's going to get the sound bites, just like when you've seen Horace Grant. He was on stage with Luke Longley and Scottie Pippen. The sound bite that they ran with was that I'm going to kick Dennis Rodman's ass. And so I don't know. I think it can look crazy. I think that you'll have people probe it. And, I don't know. It's just kind of crazy that they even, doing something like this.
I like, a lot of people think I run the Is What It Is Instagram account. Now, I could get in there to block niggas, but I don't post nothing on the page. I told you I got in there the other day, made 72 niggas was out of there. But I don't post on the page. But my man Bub, he runs the Instagram account for us. And I scrolled through today and I read his caption. And it was like funny. He said, "Oh shit, they done put a 3-man roster to go on tour and talk about Mike. This is wild." So, look. Maybe, see, the shit is this. Who is it? Luke Longley, Scotty, and Horace?
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, it's a lot of interesting stories that come across my feed every day, whether it's Allen Iverson. Allen Iverson, they hit him with the pause over there.
Yeah, he was wild.
What's up, Chuck? What's good, nigga? You know better than that.
Yeah.
And anybody know better than that. You know better than that.
You definitely know better than that.
That's our brother, though. AI gave us a shout in this Hall of Fame speech, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was
fire. That
was a big deal for me, man, because listen, as many basketball players as you may know in the NBA and so on and so forth, at a Hall of Fame speech to give myself and other rappers such as Mase a shout out and say we were the soundtrack to his career, and you know what kind of career he had. That's amazing, man.
I mean, the rest of y'all niggas should listen.
Yeah.
That's basically what Cam was just saying. The rest of you niggas, you need to listen when we talking.
Yeah, man. So that was a big deal. But as far as Scotty, and look, we want to hear stories here and there, but it's all going to double back and get back to Michael Jordan. What was Michael Jordan like? What was this like? Or maybe Dennis Rodman, because Dennis Rodman had a great personality as well. Dennis going to get to, I'm telling y'all now, don't ask me nothing about my ex-wife or what's going on in her life. And one day you're going to jump out the window and be like, "I know you said, Scotty, don't ask about her." But did you grow up with what's the little Mike name?
Marcus.
Did you grow up with Marcus?
Yeah.
That's not about her, so I'm asking you about Marcus.
That would be a good question.
Yeah, exactly.
What was your relationship like with Marcus?
Yeah, exactly.
Growing up.
Yeah, because they're doing, from way I'm understanding when I read it, they're doing Q&A.
Yeah.
So if people come to the plate and ask that, whatever. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, let me ask, the better question is this before I pass it to Mase. I ask you guys a quick question. Would you go see it?
No.
Would you pay money?
Absolutely not.
What about you, Mo?
No, I wouldn't want to go see it. I told you, I like to see guys successful. I think it'd be nasty, like dirty.
I would watch it if it came on TV. I'm not paying $1 to go see that threesome just to ask questions. That's just not gonna happen.
Yeah,
so.
It's not even the right group of people. Like if you wanted to make it interesting, you take Rodman on the road, you take Scotty, and who else would be crazy? Ron Harper or somebody like that you would want to listen to. But I don't think I would listen to Ron Harper either. But I love them as a player.
Yeah, me too as a player, definitely. The only thing like if you're going to name names, it'd be Scotty, Dennis, and Phil.
Yeah. People are going here what they got to say. But when you put Luke Longley in there and then you got Horace Grant dipped on the team. So I want to hear Horace Grant talk about Mike and say why he left and why he went to Orlando and he thought he was going to win a chip and he didn't. And, you know, he jumped ship and he got what he got. But pause. When I think about this group, it's impossible for you to go out there, Scotty, and think you're going to slander Mike and think people are not going to jump into this conversation about his ex-wife. It's just what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So my advice to Scotty would be abort this mission, man. Abort this mission, Scotty, please, man. You know, because I looked up to Scotty and Mike. That was like still my favorite duo in the NBA. But so I really don't want to hear him talk about Mike. No matter if it's true, I just don't want to hear it. And maybe that's my bias.
I was going to ask, why do you guys think they're starting it in Australia, out of all places?
Like when you touring, it's always easier to start in a town or a place where people are going to be excited about it. And then you got to build it up to get it strong enough to be able to do it in a city that'll give you pushback. Pause. But so Australia will be the perfect place for them to gain some traction before they get to New York. Because if they started that in New York, it would be crazy from the first day. It will be, you know, people out there heckling, Scotty Marcus, come talk to me, all of that. You know, people will be high, you know. You don't want to start in New York. You got to be ready by the time you get to New York.
Or Chicago.
Yeah.
I don't even have nothing to add. That's exactly what I would have said. When you start that shit in America, is going crazy off the rip.
Yeah, off the rip. Who are you, nigga, to be talking? As soon as he get out the car, Scotty, I know you ain't doing this.
Yeah, exactly. That shit going crazy.
I can hear the whole 40th and 39th in my head right now. Word, Scotty, this what we doing?
That's a fact.
And then before we move on to the next topic,
y'all don't think to yourself.
You can finish your
Go
thought,
ahead,
Maurice.
Ma.
Yeah.
Oh no, I would just say you don't think to yourself like, you know, where would somebody be at in their life at that point to like go on tour to do that? You know what I'm saying? That's what just throws me off. Like I'm like, where's these dudes at in their life to where this makes sense to go sit down and do this? I don't know.
Mo, speak to the camera right now. We're putting the camera on you. Speak to Scotty. Speak to Horace Grant. And speak to Luke Longley right now. Camera to you.
Camera to me. So I'm asking myself, right, if I'm Horace, Luke Longley, or Scotty.
No, speak to Scotty Luke Longley right now. Say Luke Longley, Scotty, and Horace
Hey, look,
Grant.
man,
Where y'all niggas at? All that. Yeah, go ahead. You on it is what it is.
Unfiltered. Man, it is what it is. Like, y'all niggas shouldn't be doing this shit. That's just what I'm really gonna say. Like, straight up. Like, this shit make y'all look corny. This shit make you look lame. Like, and then your man is Michael Jordan, and he just sitting back laughing at you. My son is fucking your ex-wife. He used to walk around with him and raise him. And then you over here doing this dumb shit. Like,
Yeah.
That's what we've been waiting on.
Yeah. You back, Mo. You back, Mo.
Yeah, that's exactly what needs to be said.
Yeah.
That was perfect.
That was so funny.
Yeah, and that was perfect.
Man, y'all get it, man.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that up, Mase, because that's what you said. Niggas said, why are y'all niggas doing this? So what I'm going to translate is, what I'm going to translate what Mase had Mo say, and what Mo got at you, but what Mo really is saying is y'all niggas fucked up? Do y'all niggas pop? Is y'all broke? Because in other words, there's no reason for y'all to be doing this unless this is for financial gain and y'all really need it. That's what niggas is really saying. That's what Mo is saying when he says, but where they at in life?
Yeah. Where these niggas at in their life?
Right.
Like, in their journey.
Yeah.
Where are you right now in your journey that you convinced you and the rest of these niggas that, yo, we about to do something crazy? What we about to do? Yeah. Nigga, we gonna go around the world talking about Mike. Word, that sound crazy. How much they paying you?
I'd rather not say.
I'd rather not say.
gosh.
Just make sure your contract is right.
Yeah.
Okay, and then last thing before we move subjects, because Horace Grant did have a quote. He said, "Believe me, I speak my mind. This is going to be a no bullshit tour. I'll tell you this, the X Factor in the first 3 and the second 3, I would have kicked Dennis Rodman's ass. Come out, get the tickets, and you'll hear a lot."
Horace, you played against Dennis Rodman and y'all played against each other when you went to Orlando.
And you didn't kick his...
Yeah. That's what I was saying. You did kick his ass. I don't know what he meant by that. Yo, you know what? You can catch them niggas who wasn't around with that.
Yeah, you can get Generation Z with that.
Yeah.
We saw you, nigga. We know you're not like that. I'm like that.
Yeah, because you played against Dennis Rodman when he got to the Bulls on several different occasions. I didn't see no ass kicking.
Yeah, and they came back and three-peated. So were you around when they three-peated?
The second time.
The second time. You were.
All I can say is good luck on the tour. Moving along, Fubo sues Fox, Disney, and Warner Bros. To block their combined sports streaming app. Fubo said the companies had blocked their playbook for many years, and now they are effectively stealing it for themselves. What do you think about this situation, Maurice? First.
Yeah, this is the build on what we were talking about last week when he talked about ESPN trying to buy the rights to the NFL. And a lot of people don't see this stuff going on, but this is kind of like I told you, organized crime or like cartel level type shit, right? And basically what they're telling Fubo is that Fubo tried to come to the sports streaming market, and they was like, fuck it, we gonna put together a sports streaming platform where people could just tune in and buy sports, right? And since ESPN is trying to lock up the assets from the NFL and say basically, hey, come over here, give us your exclusive rights, and basically we lock that up, you had these other companies get together and say, fuck it, right? Since they taking the NFL, how about all of us come together so we don't compete with each other, but let's knock these little niggas out, right? And Fubo seems to be the little niggas, right? And the way they bullying them is they basically saying like, hey, if you want the sports package, you also gonna take these other shows and other bullshit that you can't afford because we see that you raising money, we know who you raising money from to buy these services, and they basically getting mad that they ain't got enough money to go back and buy some more work. That's all it is in street terms, but in also corporate America terms, right? That's literally all it is. And Fubo's mad, but what you're seeing is like, and people don't see it on the lower level from an independent creator standpoint. But what you're seeing right now is that independent creators have caused so much disruption that the people who sit inside of these streaming services and platforms are saying, okay, how do we hold on to the assets, the shows, and everything as much as we can? And how do we keep these subscription services in our ecosystem before people start falling off and signing up to independent creators and taking their viewership over there? That's what it basically is.
This sounds like the same thing they did in hip hop before, after I left music. It sounded like they consolidated everything and made it to where basically what you're saying, everything got to go through them. And then it made it where they got rid of all of the people who know better and got signing all of the people who didn't know any better. And that's what changed the music. So that looked like the same thing they did over there. So that makes sense what happened with Ryan Clark and all of the other people that they got rid of last year. So that I definitely understand what you're saying.
What do you mean block? What are they doing to block it?
So what they're doing? So I'm basically saying, okay, Fubo wants to do a sports streaming only platform, right?
Right.
And they're saying, hey, in order for you to take these sports, you also have to take these other
who is
shows
they?
that
Who's,
you don't.
who's they?
Warner Brothers, Paramount, Discovery, and it's like four companies
Okay,
came together. 4 or 5 companies.
Yeah, so I'm just so I'm clear, and also the view is clear. So basically, Fubo. I'm just following what you're saying one more time. They're saying that we want to create this sports package, but because Disney and all these other networks that you're talking about may work with ESPN or Fox, whoever, they're saying, okay, Fubo, y'all can get the sports, but you got to take XYZ with it. Is that what you're saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and they know that they can't afford it.
Got you. Okay, got you. So niggas is basically saying, look, in street terms, I got a block that's doing $1 kilo a day. Well, we giving you 25 to finish them in a week. I know the math you said is equal to 7 kilos, but take 25 and be done by this time next week. I don't got the clientele for that. I don't got
you know what that means if you don't.
Yeah, it never works. Either fuck with us or don't. Because the niggas over here we fucking with basically already taking the work like that. I know you on the grind, but these niggas is already copping. Like,
yeah, there's no more grinding in 2024.
We not doing the grind, and it's like when nigga told Franklin the first time, yo, I'm tired of giving you 1, 2 keys now. Take 8. Franklin like, what I'm gonna do with 8? Take it or leave it. You want it? Fuck it. I'll take it. But at the end of the day, listen, man, that just goes to show, man, it's the powers that be. These people have relationships with people for years. This is the type of shit right here. Like, if this was us three right here doing business, and Mase I'm doing business with Mase because I got ESPN and I got he has let's just say the NFL or whatever, and it's like, yo, listen, man, what you Mo is Fubo, and you like, yo. And you the NFL, and I'm ESPN, and I'm like, I know you're not about to throw that nigga no work, bro. Yo, but what you have to realize, legally, it's a legal term. You know, niggas start hitting you with all that.
The jargon.
Yeah. Well, tell him you got to take XYZ. See if he do that. That's
tell him he's taking Fox, Disney, and Warner Brothers with it.
Yeah, exactly. And
but he only won the NFL.
All they shows. Not just that, the shows that come with it. So, yeah, I'm glad you broke that down because I was a little unclear when we was going through review for it. And listen, it's all about relationships, man.
It's like 14 channels, man. It's like probably more than that.
Yeah, but it's still about the niggas who own shit know each other.
Yeah, it's like you want it or not.
Yeah. And not only that, it's like for instance, when we talk about owners for the NFL, let's just talk about the NFL in general. If it's a new owner to come in, right? Let's just say, I'm just using an example. Let's just use Floyd Mayweather as an example.
Yeah.
Or I'm just giving somebody I don't want to say Kanye or something, but let's just use Floyd as an example.
Yeah.
He has a group with him, and he wants to buy into a team or start a new team or whatever. He needs to get authorization from all the owners to be an owner in the NFL. Nah, them good old boys.
Not gonna happen.
That's not gonna happen, bro.
He can manage.
No, he definitely. Look, Magic got stake in it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But Magic, you got to know to fight Magic for it.
Yeah.
Magic come with a whole bunch of activism. You know what I'm saying?
Almost died.
Business on top of business. Not saying Floyd does it. It's just that Floyd's one of nigga.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Magic is a black man. And he could be a nigga. I see Magic in the 70s and 80s was a nigga. You know what I'm saying? So, and I'm not saying he's not now, but Floyd is like, well, you got to get Jerry Jones and all these others. A lot of owners.
Yeah, Magic is non-confrontational.
Yeah, and what happens is we know the owners that we know. You know Jerry Jones, you know Rob Kraft, you may know a few others, but you don't know them niggas deep down in Jacksonville and Texas.
The nigga that got a sign.
Yeah, down Texas. You know what I'm
like,
saying?
Jerry, I know this shit nigga, but
exactly.
Come on, Jerry.
Come on, Jerry. You know we're not
we
signing.
We don't ask them for half of the block.
Yeah, exactly. We not signing off on this shit. You out your damn mind, man. So it's about relationships, man. But good luck to Fubo, man. Good luck. I see what y'all trying to do. Powers that be.
Right. Okay. Another interesting story. So, college football players are being offered $600 and a copy of the game to opt into the EA Sports college football video game. Does this sound like a good deal to you, Maurice, first?
No, it's not a good deal. Yeah, so I had look. I was pocket watching, right? So I went to go see with the NCAA back in 2013, and annually that they generated off of this game, and it was 80 million back then. And you didn't have all of your distribution sites, your streaming, your game consoles, and all of that stuff that they have now before they shut the game down. And when you think about it, you just say to yourself, man, in order for you to make any sort of deal with anybody, you have to understand the totality as to what we're about to generate. Like that's the crux of every deal, right? What are we about to do? What's the potential for what we can make? And then you start to reverse engineer it back down from there. But when you look at it, they said like they try to make everything sound bigger than what it is, right? So they say, hey, we have to pay 11,000 players $600, right? And I think when I did the math, it was something like 6.6 million. And if you're scheduled and you're going to generate at minimum 80 to 100 million dollars off of this thing, and they know prior to even putting this game out how much money that they potentially plan on making, it's just not a fair deal. The bigger question would be, what does the NCAA get out of it, right? And why is it the NCAA sharing more of that with the guys who actually help to make the game what it is? But you'll have a bunch of kids who get excited about their name being on the game. They'll pay the $600. Their rights will go away, and then the gaming company and the NCAA will end up making more money off of it than redistributing something fair to the players. And I'm not saying that the players deserve the lion's share of it, but you should be paid proportionate to your value to the entire system. That's what I'm saying.
All right. How much do you think that just hypothetically, how much you think they should make off of it? How much the players should make off it? If they made $80 million, how much you think the players should get? What portion should be set aside for the players?
I would literally go and use the same model that the NBA uses, right? When you talk about revenue sharing, when you talking about like people, and this is not towards you, but people in general act like this is rocket science, right? I'm gonna get to answer your question, but the NBA has figured out the revenue share. They figured out these financial models already. I would take the NBA and I would use that as guidance, and I would say, hey, 30% of all annual sales is redistributed to all players. You know what I'm saying? It will be a percentage based upon what they're selling, because if you're constantly going out, you're promoting, you're running, you're blocking, they're using your name, image, and likeness to constantly push and promote this game. Why wouldn't you be paid? Why wouldn't you be compensated proportionally from a percentage base, right? Percentage off of sales, and then that way you're participating in the uplift of the game. That's what I would do. That's just my personal opinion. So to answer your question, it'd be a percentage off of the sales of the game. That's what will be fair, because you're helping to generate the revenue to make the game what it is.
So then about 30%? What are we talking? 30%?
Yeah, 30%. You redistribute 30% of the earnings to the players. But when you talk about college kids, since you've given nothing, 30 feels like a lot. You know what I'm saying? But like when we talk about college sports, what has happened is that there's an astronomical amount of money that is generated off of the backs of these kids, right? And so you've never given them nothing. It's sort of like coming out of slavery. We've never given these niggas nothing. So anything these niggas ask for seems like a lot. And then everybody argues against what you used to get. Well, you should be happy that you're getting this and not getting that, right? You know what I'm saying? So it's the same thing with college sports, when that shouldn't be the starting place. Nigga, you weren't never supposed, like, we started off in a fucked up place. You know what I'm saying? And so if we start off in a fucked up place, we're going to keep on, like, we're just not going to agree on what is fair. So the answer will probably be 30% if that's the NBA's model. But I would use both of those professional leagues with some sort of guidance on how I would treat college sports.
That's a whole different amount of money. You know that, right?
What is it? So you talk what 24 million distributed between 11,000 players. What is that?
too much money for them to pay. Right now, they would never pay that, Mo. you went.
But,
Go ahead.
This is the conversation I'm having. Why not? Like, why are we having this? Like, to me, like, why are we having this conversation? Because you believe that these guys aren't shit. And you have to think the production cost on a video game in 2024 is a whole lot different. You don't need all the people. You don't need all them bodies helping you to produce the game. Technology has advanced, so your production cost for the asset is a lot less. But again, if you don't think somebody is worth shit, you're not going to give them shit. And that's what everybody always argues against. You know what I'm saying? But until these guys say, hey, until college football or college sports in general stops and say, okay, we stopping all the money until we renegotiate something, or you do like those kids did in Dartmouth, and they basically, or Dartmouth, however you say the school's name, how they started to unionize, and they basically kept that real quiet because they don't want to give these FBS schools any ideas. You're going to stay in the same situation.
I hear you, Mo. That is kind of crazy because I'm doing the math right now, and that's only about 2,400. So, do you think that really makes a difference? Huh?
I wouldn't. It's what I would say is it's what I'm supposed to get, or it's fair market value towards what it is that I'm producing. I would say that.
All right, so 2,400 in the game.
Yeah, I still wouldn't want to do it for 2,400 in the game. Not me personally. If I just realized I generated all this money for the school and for this game, I wouldn't want to do it for that.
No, that's why I was doing the math because it is not that much different in a video game. But I guess they paying Heisman's more. Heisman's got to get more than that. But what this sound like, Mo, is that you need to rally up the rest of the Heisman, at least like 3 or 4 Heisman, and start doing the same thing they do in the NBA. Start a team of people that can audit and make sure they speak for the players.
No, I mean, part of the reason is keeping these kids, and sometimes I just do this for educational purposes, right? The reason you label these kids student athletes is so you don't have labor rights. That is the whole thing. That is why they fight against this. That's why they try to keep them as students. That's why they don't want them to do anything other than be labeled student athletes, because the moment you label these kids employees, then you have a whole different set of labor laws, and then you can unionize, and then you can fight for yourself. So when you see what everybody's fighting for and what they're fighting against, they'll make these bullshit arguments that the kids should be grateful for $600, or you have like these bullshit stances that people take about nothing. But what these people are scared of that will really disrupt the system is when these kids decide to say, hey, let's classify us as employees of the state or employees of the school, and then you have a different set of rights, and then you have a different legal team to then defend you, and then you're just in a different position to basically fight for what you're worth.
Yeah, what I'll say is before we wrap this up, this is a little long segment, is that whatever it is, they better get it together. Ed O'Bannon sued EA Sports already, and what's ironic about his lawsuit is that he and the players during the time that EA Sports was doing the college basketball, taking people's name and likeness before it was legal for college students anyway. They reached a buyout for $60 million. So each player during that time would get around $1,500 to $1,600 after the lawsuit. But the wildest shit out of everything, so you got $60 million settlement for however many kids, which equals out to each kid getting $1,500. But the lawyer fees and the lawyers made $44 million. Who won?
Well,
wow.
That's crazy.
That is crazy. So my 2 cents, I think they would have just been better off not saying the dollar amount that they were going to offer each athlete, because I do think that some athletes honestly should get paid more than others. So by just saying flat rate 600 doesn't make sense to me, especially knowing that some Madden players, like for the game, some got paid $17,000 and some got paid $28,000. So I think it was a silly move, because honestly, if I was a student athlete, I would just boycott it, because they need them to agree to be able to even put them in the game to begin with. So I just been like, look, We're giving money to student athletes who opt in. It's negotiable with your agent and went from there, because now it just sounds silly that you're getting $600, because $600 in college, that's not even enough to pay for like textbooks. Textbooks be like $200 a book. If you got 6 classes, that's still not enough. So it doesn't make sense, especially knowing how much athletes are getting paid nowadays. So I just think it was silly on their part. But we're going to go to break. And when we return, we will discuss Nick Saban. Don't go anywhere.
She called this thing about toxic. 4 years and counting. Got you feeling like an option. Maybe I'm my own problem, babe. She tired of hearing I don't know. My stubborn in me won't fall. Dealing with this thing called trust. But she really thinking about it. She wanna be free. Why am I in this woman way free?
Welcome back. Now let's get into our Underdog Fantasy picks of the day. Tonight, the Bucks will play the Timberwolves. Underdog Fantasy has Giannis at 28.5 points. Do you have him higher or lower, Mase?
Lower.
Okay.
Higher.
Okay. Damian Lillard is at 5.5 assists. Do you have him higher or lower, Cam?
Higher.
Higher.
Okay. And Anthony Edwards is at 7.5 first quarter points. Do you have him higher or lower, Mase?
How many points?
7.5 first quarter.
That's a good one. Against the Bucks, higher.
Lower.
Okay. Download the Underdog Fantasy app and you can make your picks too. We are joined back with our analyst, Maurice Clarett. So Nick Saban said he wants to be the voice of change in college football. He said, if my voice can bring about some meaningful change, I want to help any way I can because I love the players and I love college football. So just in general, what do you think Nick Saban can do, Maurice?
Yeah, I won't be long-winded on this one, but it's mighty convenient that he's speaking up about this after he's done. He was in position for the last 5 to 10 years to make a significant change. He could have done what Jim Harbaugh did. He could have definitely tried to champion this when he was in the system. But this is the core reason of why he left. But where I get scared is that somebody will say, make him the savior and the leader. And remember from like week 1, 2, or 3, when his buddy in Congress from West Virginia was speaking out against this, I'm scared that those two will get together and that you'll have just a bad system in place for college athletics that restricts young people. I want to say niggas, so I'm going to say niggas, young black kids from earning what they are worth inside the system.
Yeah, it's almost like putting somebody there that, you know, everybody respects this name. When really, I'm going to call cap, really, because Nick Saban, you only saying this because Jim Harbaugh, we got the championship back down there in Michigan. So this is your way to act like you did what Jim Harbaugh wanted to do. I don't buy it. I call it cap.
Excuse me. I agree with Mo. It's mighty convenient that this is what you have to say now after you're going. Like, it's not even not for me to say about it. It's very convenient. Now you want it to mean something, bro. What Nick Saban's going to do for the next couple of years, I don't know if he plans on coming back or not coming back to coach eventually one day, or if he's really wrapping up. But what you're going to do is see the most backlash you've ever seen on college football next season and the next couple seasons, because he's not involved in it. And there's going to be if I was here, you know, this is the problem now. If you would have did it like this, then this is why players aren't doing this. I don't know if he has plans on doing broadcasts or analysts, but him on TV, I tell you one thing, you may not like it, but it would be very funny for me to watch or listen to him, I should say, because his hate is going to be vicious. for the next couple of seasons, or everything he sees college football related that he doesn't like or he's not associated to. When I say associated to, close friends, this coaching or AD or something like that, he's going to hate. That's just going to happen.
He's on game day.
Yeah. Oh, he's going on game day?
Yeah, he's going on game day.
Okay. Maybe not on game day, but on his personal time. His personal time, he will hate.
Well, he talks about it differently. He joins Pat McAfee on a regular over on ESPN, and you know they allow to be a little left on the show. So.
Right. We'll see.
Okay. Adrian Peterson said some of his football trophies had been auctioned off by mistake. He said an estate sale company without his authorization included some of his trophies in a sale, despite clear instructions to leave personal items untouched. He said he did not authorize the sale of any of his trophies and will be taking legal action. How do you even think that happens, Maurice, first?
Well, I just want to be very careful about this for two reasons. One, I've been knowing Adrian since he was about 17, 18 years old, so I would consider him a friend. And knowing he comes from like the football community, just like respectfully say it. But I know that what I read when he was in Washington, he took like a hard money loan from somebody when he was running through, or when he had financial woes in Detroit from either kids or bad investments. And he signed like this crazy loan. If anybody Googles it, they'll see the same thing that I think. So I'm not really talking bad about him. But I think that's just part of this, and I don't know where he's at, but in regards to just advice for just young guys. And I'm like so serious about this, right? I was like everybody else, didn't know too much about business, didn't know too much about a whole lot. But one thing that I think these athletes do, football players in particular, basketball players too, they have access to super high level successful people, business owners and everything else, right? And instead of standing around people partying, hanging, being like a mascot to their friend group or whatever it is, man, get somebody who's built a business or get somebody who runs business and sit down with these people and understand the operations of things that are going on around you. And I think what happens with all these situations, man, where athletes either run into financial woes, and it's not to talk about his situation in particular, I'm not trying to do that, but just a lot of guys in general, we seem to surround ourselves with successful people, but we get around and we want to be part of the entertainment group rather than the business group. And I think that more athletes end up in these situations from that. But I've learned everything from just hanging around more successful people.
Yo, Mo, you tap dancing. What's up with him selling his trophies, bro?
Yeah. Was he divorced?
Yeah,
what was the
man? What
reason
is he
this stuff
selling
was
trophies?
being
But it's
sold?
how I'm going, man. Because Mo tapped that because he know the nigga. I dig it. I be like that sometimes. The nigga Adrian Peterson was selling his shit. He met his quota, and he's like, yo, don't do the trophies if we made it to 10,000. Why would you do the trophies? I told you don't do the trophies if we made 10. They made 12. Nigga want his trophies back because he made his quota. That's it for me.
That's crazy. Yo, if you play football, right? What's the amount of money that Adrian Peterson made during his career? He made enough to be set. You said he made some bad investments.
Yeah, so the story goes, this is just people I know who know him. He got, about 8 or 9 kids, and, it comes with mothers and expenses and just normal shit when you young and you living wild, right? And for whatever reason, he got into a situation, Stat can pull the story up, but he got into a situation in Washington where he was like taking it's like you use $3 million or $5 million from somebody or $1 million from somebody and you paying back like 33% on $1 million or 27% on $1 million. Don't quote me on it, but it is something crazy. I remember reading it. And you can't be fucking paying 33% on a fucking $1 million unless you hustling. You know what I'm saying? And this nigga playing football and he defaulted on his loan. So they know he has assets. And so motherfuckers coming for it. You know what I'm saying? And that's the situation that he's in, or the situation he was in. And even to hear him, even to see him on his IG, seeing him like that, I don't want to see him fucked up or see him in any situation where he's even defending if he's fucked up or not. Because if you're defending that you fucked up, you fucked up. You know what I'm saying? And that's it.
Yeah, this goes back to what Cam was saying about once you get money, how you budget so you can live long the same way. I never really feel sorry for people that go broke, that ball hard, because that's part of where you end up if you ball too hard. You got to have a plan other than just to spend money and to look elaborate. You got to have a plan to just keep that same lifestyle for the duration of the time you're going to be here on earth. So when I see people that, and I don't know his situation, so this is not to him. This is for any athlete, any entertainer. If you had that much courage to do that, you should have had courage to do business because that's how you're going to stay rich.
Do you want me to give the story real quick or you want to give your thoughts?
On what?
Just what happened to his money. You want to give your thoughts first?
I told you my thoughts.
Yeah.
You said he had 9 baby mamas.
Yeah.
See, what Mase and Maurice is doing is giving y'all, and well needed, a educational lesson on how to budget your money. And they're absolutely right. I'm just getting down to what happened with this scenario. The nigga needed a certain amount of money. He says, sell the trophies if we got to. He made what he needed to make, and so he's like, we didn't need to sell the trophies to get what I need to get. Now I gotta act like I didn't want to sell the trophies.
Where were they selling this at?
It's an auction, and then they tried to say, at a storage unit. What?
Oh my goodness!
The trophies was fun.
Yeah, the trophies was bound to go in storage. Lord forgive us. Please.
Word, God, thank you so much,
thank
man.
You. God's been good.
Yeah, for real, man. Thank you, God, so much, man.
Out the storage.
Yo, fam, the nigga said he gotta take legal action.
Out the
I ain't laughing because I'm with Mase a little bit, B. Not even a little bit, a lot of it. I'm just trying to sound nice about it. When you had tens of millions or hundreds of millions of dollars,
I can't feel sorry for you.
I can't feel bad for you, bro. I can't do it, man. I can't, bro. There's no way in the world that you gonna sit here and try and make me feel bad. Neither.
Yeah, I know how niggas feel now when they see niggas who used to have it and a nigga don't have it. It's like, what I'm supposed to feel? like, bro, there's some people that never had it.
Yeah, exactly.
And never gonna get it.
Right.
In Vogue, you're never gonna get it.
Yeah.
And this nigga done had it 3 times, pause, and don't got it.
Yeah. And then try to make it seem like, because you know what happens is, niggas, when you Adrian Peterson, who's was an elite running back, niggas start bragging about when they got his shit.
Yeah.
I got his shit.
I just I bought the trophy.
Yeah, I got the trophies at the crib and all that.
Niggas, where you get this from? This is real. I got this from Adrian Peterson.
The storage unit.
Yeah.
Wow. No disrespect. I'm just telling you how I read into the story. Adrian Peterson, I hope you do have some money. I hope this was... Listen, I sell shit that I don't need no more because I got houses with just clothes in them. Like no cap. I'm just mad clothes. So I try and get as much giveaway stuff. And some things I do sell that's pricey that I may want a couple dollars back on my investment, whether it's a fur or leather. Sneakers, I always give my sneakers away. I would say that this was one of them situations until he wants to take legal action. Yeah. Now it seems like it was more than just trying to be nice and auction shit off.
Right. So it's kind of a 2-part question because he did make over $100 million in earnings, and his attorney says that he's the victim of a massive fraud, just trusting the wrong people who took advantage of his money and then having to pay lawyers and then sports agencies, sports managers, and then just splurging a lot when he was younger. So the next question is, what do you think keeps athletes in these scenarios? Because a lot of athletes file for bankruptcy after they retire. And how can they extend their on-field success to after the game when it's over? And Maurice, actually, we'll let you answer that first.
Yeah, I kind of answered already. I won't take up too much time, but you have to be around people who are more successful. And instead of entertaining yourself, say, man, how did you build what you have? And that starts you on a whole different journey. And once you learn that, the chances of you are a lot slimmer.
And now that I heard the story, it makes give me a little bit pause sympathy for him. Because I remember when I first got a deal with Bad Boy Records, right? I think it was my first business manager. He ran off not just with my money, he ran off with everybody money. So we didn't have no money to pay taxes. This nigga ran off with everybody money. Like we couldn't find him. And it was so easy to just say, oh, DMX ain't got the money because of this, or this person ain't got the money because of that. And then when I look back, I think a bunch of us had I think it was, I don't want to say nobody's name, but it was a few rappers, more than a handful of
I remember niggas when I didn't have a deal then, but I remember nigga you Kuda and then went down to his office. The office was nothing in it. No desk.
I was
no
like,
computers.
what?
No, it's like a movie. Everything was just going out the
I'm
whole
gonna
office.
kill this nigga.
What's the booking agent? He was down there with his pistol. I can't remember the booking agent name. He used to do all them shows back in the day. That nigga was down there with his pistol. I can't forget his name with the boy.
So that's why it just struck a nerve with me, pause, to even hear that, because this was like right when I started going crazy. So I had a few dollars, you know what I'm saying? And then when it came time to pay, I was just like, yo, where's all the money? So I'm asking Kuda. He's like, man, yo, we need to talk. I said, talk? We got to go down there. So Kuda, we went down there. And like Killer said, I called Killer. I called a few niggas. We got down there. It was nobody in the office. I mean, cleared out like Bruce Almighty when he was talking to, who was that? Who was that he was talking to? Morgan Freeman. It was nothing on the floor, yo.
I remember that.
Yeah,
that's when you and not pocket watching you over the years, but that's when you first started getting. So it wasn't like mad money yet, you know what I'm saying? But it was all nigga had. Like, and that's when the nigga just got on. If it's 60,000, it's 60. I don't care.
Yeah, and this is when you thinking, oh, this can't happen to me because such and such is up here. So let this be a lesson to all of you that
and not
this
to cut
person
Mase
is
off,
there.
when he's saying such and such, just so the audience is clear.
Yeah.
And we're just using fake, not fake names, but he's saying, what Mase is saying, I know what you're saying, I just want the audience to be clear. What Mase is saying is, he's saying this can't happen to him because Mariah Carey's there, or Jennifer Lopez is there, or DMX is there. Sorry.
Yeah, like Lil Wayne is there. DMX is there. So my money gotta be safe with these people. And it's like, no, not necessarily. That may be the whole play, because you think all these other people are there. You trust them with your career. And people do this to this day. They just hear that certain person is with this agency. I'm going to go with this agency. No, you got to do the due diligence, because it doesn't mean because it went well for them, it's going to go well for you. Or that the company is going to be there when you need your money.
Okay. And then last question before we wrap. So last night at the Suns versus Mavs game, KD is running onto the court and two Mavs fans decide to call him a bitch. So rather than ignoring them and keep walking, KD turns around, gets in their face and asks them basically what they said. Woman standing there still with her hand out, trying to cheese in his face. And then the guy proceeds to say that he has a sports podcast, basically trying to say that he was trying to get a reaction out of KD. KD immediately turns around, stops listening to them, and walks back to the court. If you guys saw the video, how do you guys feel about how KD handled the situation? Maurice first.
Oh, yeah, well, he handled it the way it needed to be handled. I think, like, at some point, I think he knows that he wasn't going to do anything to them, but I think he wanted to let them know that if I did turn around and you look at me in my face, you wouldn't say all the crazy shit that you're saying, just like he did. And I think, like, you know, those dudes is regular guys, man. They live regular lives, right? So it's only so many bitches, so many hoes, so many dumbass niggas, and just all the heckling that goes on. Like, sometimes you just gonna catch somebody in the right mood, and they caught him in the right mood. And I think it was right before warmups. And so, you know, I think he just wanted to turn around and let him know, like, motherfucker, I'm 6'11" and will slap the shit out of both of y'all. And that's what dudes start talking about his fucking podcast.
Yeah, that's an interesting one, because I always was taught, don't engage unless you're ready to go all the way. Pause. Because for somebody like Kevin Durant, if he turns around and goes to this person and let's say they just swing. Now he's in a wild situation because now he got to defend himself and he's the biggest loser of it all. So I would try to stay away from that.
It's a good point. This goes back to what I talked about maybe a week or two ago. So where, and don't get me wrong, certain words trigger men. Pause. When you call and you say, may tell a nigga suck my dick, pause, or call a nigga, if you in the South, you call a nigga a fuck nigga. Or, certain shit triggers people. Or you call anybody a nigga and you're not a nigga. So, I dig that. But when you're a certain athlete such as Kevin Durant, I agree with Mase, you got to look at the overall scenario of where this could place you. This goes back to what I was saying a couple weeks ago, is how I first started, is when I was saying that, and I'm guilty of this also, is that same thing. KD walks in that arena. You know how many people tell them, KD, I love you, K, I love you. Not saying he don't give a appreciate y'all, but you're not going to give everybody a 5. And the reason I'm saying this is because when I brought this up a few weeks ago, I said I'm guilty of it too. So when I see 100 Instagram comments, but I replied to the nigga, say, fuck you, Cam. You a piece of shit. Now I'm writing him a paragraph instead of responding to the 100 people that showed me love. This one ignorant comment got me coming out of character. And now I'm in a back and forth with this nigga when I could have responded to the 100 people that showed me love. And I think us as black people need to work on that.
Okay. And then this segues into Maurice's last question. He said, what is something that people do that annoys you that they might not be aware of?
A laundry list of that shit.
I gotta think. It's a good question.
That's a good one.
I got a lot.
Go ahead. Let's go one for one.
I'll tell you one better. I'll tell you the stuff that I used to have to deal with in my house that nigga told me I was doing was annoying. What my grandfather told me I was doing. My grandfather told me that he didn't want me the silverware to touch my teeth when I ate. So when I ate, I'm eating mad, pause, gingerly. So, because he would drop his silverware and do all this shit if my teeth hit the silverware. He said, every time I go in the bathroom, why do I have to flush the toilet? He told me I put the toilet paper on the roll backwards. That pissed him off. I didn't know you could put toilet paper on the roll backwards. I thought that it comes down either way that you put the toilet paper on. Why do I keep taping on the VCR? I'm going to break it. For those that don't know about a VCR, that's what it was made for, to record things. Stop using the microwave so much, you're going to use it up.
Shut that door. You're running my heat bill up. Shut the door. I'm running your heat bill up. Yeah.
Why every time you go in your room, you go to sleep?
Yeah.
Me and Mase used to come to school and I have a list of what Lucky said and what my grandfather said, because it was just so ridiculous.
Yeah, can you keep your mouth closed while you're eating?
Yeah, like
how can you keep your mouth closed?
Imagine trying to do it though. It's when you sitting there, you like it was. Nah, it was unreasonable. Yo, I used to fall asleep with the TV on. And he would, I realized this, like, that was my grandpops, but it was really my grandmother husband. So, nigga take a little advantage of me because I wasn't blood related like that. But he would tell me, stop falling asleep with the TV on. I said, all right. One night I came in late. I'm in the room, I went to turn the TV on. That nigga kicked the door in and said, I unplugged it, and you better not plug it back in because you keep falling asleep with the TV. It was ridiculous, man. It was wild, man. I don't get irked to that level. Maybe Mase does got something going on, but
nah, I just think of the stuff we used to come to school and talk about.
Yeah, we used to come to school.
Yeah.
I forget what Lucky said.
He asked, remember they had the lock on the phone that go like this? He said, who moved the lock on the phone?
Yo,
the phone you used to have to put your finger in and do one.
A rotary.
Yeah, and do 9. So my family was so cheap. This nigga put a lock on the 0 so you couldn't move the phone. So I slid it to the 1. I got a bobby pin and figured out how to take the lock off and forgot to put the lock back on the 1. Who moved the lock? I don't know. Maybe the phone people did it.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. We come a long way.
Stan had no idea what we talking about.
What?
Stan don't even know how a rotary phone go.
Yeah.
Nah, because if it's on 0, you can't call nobody.
Nigga put it on the 0. Yeah.
Yo, man. Yeah, shit was wild. Yeah, between my guy Lucky and my grandfather, me and Mason used to come to school and say, oh, you think you got it bad? This is what I'm dealing with. Oh, man. I don't know about what irks me, but that's some of the shit I guess I was doing to irk. My grandfather, while I was staying with him. Oh, man.
And then that's that. All right. Well, Maurice, thank you for being here.
Mo, appreciate you, baby. We see you next week.
Mo, see.
Later.
All right, bro.
Okay. That's all the time we have for today. Thanks for watching. And as always, it is what it is.
Yeah, that was crazy.